Mike did get clearance, so he will be the starter. The second quarterback, number 2 quarterback, will be Joe Flacco. The plan for Zach, again, it hasn't changed. I still think he's got a future here. I still think he's going to be a really good quarterback. He needs time to just kind of sit back and continue the development that we're trying to re-kickstart, if you will, after the New England game. But still have him in our future in our plans.
Over the weekend, there's a report from Fox that the Jets are expected to move on from Zach Wilson. Is that accurate?
Yeah, like I just said, it's that report's all speculation. He still has a huge plan in our future, and we're still, like I said, we're not quitting on the young man. We're going to do everything we can to develop him.
Robert Saleh talking about the quarterback situation with the Jets. Look, he's in a tough spot. He's the guy that's out there front and center trying to sell these things.
That's right.
What he just said, though, about Zach Wilson, it tells me, Chris, remember 2 weeks ago when they were keeping close to the vest the true status of Mike White? He wasn't going to get cleared to play in the Week 15 game. It just wasn't going to happen. And, coincidentally, Zach Wilson has moved up to number 2. That wasn't his call. He would have kept him on reset, timeout, double secret probation, and gone with Joe Flacco if it was up to him.
Right.
Somebody else made that decision to put Zach Wilson back into the number 2 spot, knowing that Mike White wasn't going to play. So lo and behold, Zach Wilson's back out on the field. That's not anything that Robert Saleh wanted to do. And I still don't – I choose not to believe the idea that they think he has a future. I think they're done with him, and they're trying to salvage some trade value to get somebody else out there to take Zach Wilson off their hands and give them value after this season.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Mike. I mean, first off, not shocker that Mike White's back in the fold starting the quarterback. That was a disaster last Thursday night. It was in all areas, Zach Wilson included. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he was not good, yes, but the team wasn't good either. And, I mean – it just seems like it's a marriage that's broken, and I would be shocked if Zach Wilson's back. In fact, if I'm Zach Wilson, I don't know if I'd really want to be back, honestly. Just the way the things have played out, the way the town has turned on him a little bit. I just don't see where, again, he'd have to come out of the gate next year, and they've got to win, and he's got to play unbelievable, or he's going to get booed off the field. And, and again, we're going to keep him and, bring another veteran in to where he's going to be the backup to that guy. But just the way they've managed the situation, the way they've managed him, the way they managed the end of the first half and put him in that situation to throw an interception, it's all been bad. It's all been bad, and I'm with you, Mike. I think it's over, and that Zach Wilson's got to find a new spot and kind of just rejuvenate his career from there.
Shereen Williams and I talked about this for an extended period of time on Friday, the day after that debacle against the Jaguars. And, first point, Chris, you said the team didn't play well, and this is where analytics needs to take a back seat to reality of football. You put a guy out there that the team no longer responds to, and that's what you get. You get a team that is lifeless. You get a team that gets overpowered. You get a team that gets ultimately embarrassed, that can do nothing offensively because you can just sense it. You can feel it coming through your TV screen. This team does not respond to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
However it happened, why it happened, when it happened, doesn't matter. It happened. And the organization has some responsibility, as you said, for mismanaging it. And I think it's the kind of thing that could bring down Joe Douglas. And this is, kind of a hallmark of what we see from Woody Johnson's Jets. The GM responsible for the most recent high-profile quarterback that doesn't work out doesn't stay very long. Mike Tannenbaum out after Mark Sanchez. John Idzik out after Geno Smith. Mike McCagnon out after Sam Darnold. Could be Zach Wilson out and Joe Douglas right with him, Chris.
Well, I hope not. This is a bad mark on the Joe Douglas era as it sits right now. All right? And again, we could, like you said, you can blame both sides. But I also think, and let's not forget, Mike, right? They far exceeded expectations for what we thought this year. And the rest of the team, there's nobody that plays the Jets that's not impressed with the talent on their roster. So that's where I'd go, maybe this is a little different than some of the other examples that you just brought up, where, again, the last two guys, they messed up the quarterback and the team wasn't good. At least we got that here. And we'll see where this goes with this situation. But, again, I think there's a lot more positives here from the Jets and the direction they're headed in. It's the quarterback issue that's an issue. And, you can drive that right into the offense, too. That has to be evaluated. Yeah, they benched Zach Wilson. I get that. And, yeah, they had more yards passing the ball, but they still had a problem finding the end zone. They couldn't do that in those games without him. And they went 1-2 without him, too, and beat the Bears in the one win. So there's more than just the quarterback issue here, too. There's a few things on the offensive side of the ball, and they've had some injuries to make things, of course, tougher on them as well.
Who's your dream quarterback for the Jets next year? If you got to pick him, who would you want?
Oh, man, I haven't even put my brain there yet. Listen, I hear the rumors of Jimmy Garoppolo and all that. That would be scary to me a little. Now, it's good because, yes, he's a veteran and played, but at the same time, it's like he's got an injury history that's real. And we have a team that's about to turn the corner and good. Do we want to go that route? To me, it'd be, like what happens with Derek Carr? Let's see where that goes with the Raiders. I mean, there's some situations here, I think, with some quarterbacks that are kind of still in the fold here of what can happen and where it goes. And, I'm sorry I'm blabbering here because I don't have a definite thought, but there's not one that just pops to me right now that I just go, oh, they got to have him and they'll be that much better.
It's going to be fascinating because Mike White been around long enough that he'll be a free agent after the season. Not restricted either. Unrestricted free agent. He can go anywhere. They can go in any direction that they want. And like you said, they've got the rest of the team in place.
They do.
Who do they attract? They are in a position where they can be a little choosy. And maybe they'll end up with a quarterback that pushes them over the top. We shall see.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.